Hi, I'm L'Oreal Battistelli.
And I'm Sandra. Welcome to the November 8th edition of C-Scope, Cypress's online video news show.
In campus news, homelessness takes center stage tomorrow, November 9th, with the opening night of Long Story Short. The play begins at 8 p.m. and will be held in the Cypress College Studio Theater. General admission tickets cost $12. Long Story Short will also be shown on November 10th, 16th, and 17th at 8 p.m. and November 11th at 4 p.m.
The campus will close November 12th in honor of Veterans Day, an American holiday honoring military veterans. November 10th and November 11th, classes will still be held.
Students, listen up. November 21st is the last day to drop a class and earn a W on the transcript. November 21st is also the last day students can increase or decrease variable unit classes.
Japanese jazz, blues, and classical remixes of songs by the Beatles will fill the campus theater November 14th. The Celebrity String Quartet will perform at 1 p.m. for free. After the concert, there will be a special cultural exchange discussion in the Humanities Building, room 120, from 6:30 p.m. to 8 p.m.
With holidays just around the corner, the Associated Students is offering anyone and everyone a chance to help support underprivileged Cypress College students and their families. They're hosting a Thanksgiving food drive. The drive ends November 15th. Canned goods can be dropped off in containers that are placed in various buildings on the campus.
Earlier today, I spoke with Cypress College economics professor James Phillips. Take a look. The U.S. dollar is weakening. Explain why.
Two big reasons, probably, both of them supply and demand. For years, the U.S. has run a deficit in its balance of trade. We've spread dollars all over the world, and that drives down their price. Second big thing lately is we're now reducing interest rates, and that also means less demand for the U.S. dollar. And it's fallen, and it'll continue to fall.
And how does this affect the U.S. economy?
Well, again, kind of two ways. On the one hand, favorably, a cheaper dollar means our goods are priced less, so we export more. That's good because especially right now that increasing exports tends to offset decreasing consumption. On the other hand, it also means more inflation because the U.S. dollar being worth less, it means imports are going to cost you more. So, kind of a plus and minus. Probably more plus than minus, probably.
What about a college student? How does it affect a college student?
It's going to cost you more if you go traveling, like our college abroad and so on programs. It will cost more. And all imported products, which include everything from jewelry to glasses to cameras, are going to cost more. On the other hand, if you work for an export industry in one way or another, it means more jobs. So again, it's kind of a plus and minus.
Okay, now onto the pricing of a barrel of oil. It keeps on rising. Why?
Again, supply and demand. We're using a lot of oil, petroleum. Let's say petroleum, because there's a lot of things besides just gas that petroleum goes to. But increasingly, we're not the only ones in the world. China is coming on huge in their demand for oil. Supply, we've had a few more increases, but not that much. So as you get increasing demand and slowly increasing supply, prices are going to rise, and they're going to keep rising. There's no doubt about that.
So they'll continue to rise.
Yep.
What does this mean for the U.S. economy?
It's going to pinch us somewhat. As far as products made immediately from petroleum, it's also going to give a boost for those alternative fuel industries. Like right now, ethanol. Huge demand for ethanol around the country. Back in my state, long time ago of Iowa, they are building all sorts of ethanol plants, and it's driving up the price of corn, and farmers love it. As long as they don't have to buy the corn and feed it to hogs. Nuclear power is going to come back. We haven't done nuclear power for 20 years. I understand there's a number of plants waiting to go. Oil, shale, convection currents, solar power, wind power, they're all going to get a boost. So once again, for students, if you're in those industries or should be thinking about them, they're going to get a big boost. But yes, I would generally agree with that.
And so you say no recession?
An 80-20 chance.
Thank you.
Never say never.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to get okay. I think there's going to be some challenges, but I think we'll do okay.
Thank you.
Especially, do you want to get political or not?
Go ahead.
Especially if we get a good Democratic president in there that will turn some things around from where we've been in the past.
Like who?
I think Hillary would be a good candidate.
Are you voting for Hillary?
Well, we first have to select her. You know, there's still 8 of them or something up there in a row. But yes, I would vote for Hillary.
And you think she will change our current economic situation?
No.
No.
You know, this idea, we glorify politicians in general. One person, be it Hillary or anything else, is not going to change it around. But I think a general change between the president and Congress overall might change some things. But even there, I wouldn't stop there. Congress is not the whole country. Don't expect Congress to clean up all your messes. You, college students, are going to have to do a lot. It's your thinking that's going to change around down the line. That is what I would vote for.
Okay, you heard it, students. Go out and vote. Thank you, Dr.
Very
Phillips.
Good. Very good.
And now here's Kevin Neuburger with sports.
Thanks, Sandra. Okay, Cypress College, I'm back with the sports report. We took a couple weeks off, and I hope you enjoyed the Halloween holidays, but we're going to get down to sports. Starting off with men's soccer. On November 2nd, the Chargers faced off against the Orange Coast Pirates and came out with a tie, 0-0. On the 5th, the Chargers headed over to Santiago Canyon College in a game makeup. That game was delayed due to the fires the last couple weeks. The Chargers ended up with a loss there, 5-1, and on the 6th, the Chargers fell against Riverside 3-5. The match went back and forth, and Cypress ended up coming back from a 5-1 deficit. However, they did end up with a loss there. Moving on to women's soccer. On October 30th, Katrina Flores scored 3 goals to lead the Chargers to a 5-0 victory. On November 2nd, the Chargers fended off Riverside with a 4-2 win. And on November 6th, although Orange Coast scored the first goal of the game, putting the Chargers in a rare position of being behind, the Chargers did come back, scoring 4 straight goals, kill the Pirates 4-1. Okay, now moving on to women's volleyball. On October 31st, the Chargers faced off against the Santa Ana Domes. That's right, Domes. For the second time this season. They duplicated the results of their last matchup by sweeping the Domes in 4 straight games. On the 2nd of November, the Chargers faced Golden West as they defeated the Rustlers in 3 straight games. On November 6th, Cypress faced off against Riverside for 5 straight games. And after a dramatic first score of 33-5, Cypress went on to take the next 4. That takes the volleyball team to a record for the season of 8-16 overall. Okay, now moving on to women's water polo. On October 17th, Cypress closed out the regular season of the Orange Empire Conference, losing to the Fullerton Hornets 11-3. On October 20th, the Chargers ventured to Long Beach City, the host of the annual Battle of the Beaches. Cypress kicked off the festivities with a win, but suffered 3 straight losses, ending the weekend 1-3. On November 1st, Cypress headed to Golden West, who was hosting the Orange Empire Conference Tournament. The Chargers ended the season there with 2 additional losses, leaving them with a season record of 2-21. Okay, Cypress College, well that wraps it up for sports. As you can see, women's water polo finished the season with a somewhat dismal record of 2-21. I wish them the best next season when they come back. But we will be continuing sports with men's soccer, women's soccer, and women's volleyball. So stay tuned. Next week I'll have the full wrap-up for you on those. And that's it. Back to you, Sandra.
Thanks, Kevin.
Last week we reported that on October 20th, Cypress College student Brian Moser died in a traffic accident, and so we dedicate today's news show to Brian and end it with a moment of silence.